Harold to the football team. Really good football player. Can play a lot of different positions for us. Fortunate that he was there kind of at the top of the second. He wouldn't have been there at 57, I don't think. And found a willing trade partner in Oakland and moved up and took him. So can't be more excited about the two guys that we've added over the last 2 days.
Did you start the day trying to move up, or did you reach a certain number of picks and say, gee whiz, he's still there, let's go get him?
Yeah, no, we started working this morning. Started to kind of put out some feelers and see if we could find a willing partner to move. And all those teams up there, they had their eyes set on players, and they were going to pick. And finally, Oakland was willing to move.
I know you want to draft capital. You always want more picks. What does it say about the state of this roster and this team that you feel like you can be this aggressive?
Yeah, I think both of those players were guys. Harold was, for whatever, how much stock you put in mock drafts, he was mocked up in the teens in some of those mock drafts. We felt like we've got a first-round caliber player that, for whatever reason, slipped into the second round. And sorry, it's a fine. And we were fortunate enough to get him.
Mike, you glean any information out of your well-connectedness at the...
Sure. I think in this process, we have to use everything, all the resources that we can, get, whether that's on a 30 visit or going out working a guy out, knowing people up there, knowing Steve and in his program, and whether it be the strength coach or academic advisors at Boston College. I think we try to build a profile on a player, and when I came back, I said, I think we need to bring this guy in. I think you need to spend a lot of time with him. And then after John met with him for a while, and I don't want to speak for that meeting, but he came away, obviously, feeling really good about him.
John said that there was a medical issue. He said he didn't know what that was all about. You think somebody was trying to hold him back with that?
Yeah, again, I don't know, not to speak on the medical. Our doctors, they're way smarter than I am, and he was obviously on our board. He was cleared for us. We think he's healthy and ready to roll, and excited to get him in here in 2 weeks.
You talked about him having a grade possibly in the teens on some of the mocks and stuff. Safe to say you feel like you've gotten two guys that had first-round type grades on the roster now?
Yeah, potentially. Two guys that, were certainly worthy of going in the first round. One we took, and again, one that for whatever reason, slipped out. That happens. But as Coach Vrabel has said, and I believe in, it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter where you picked. You got to come in here and work and earn it. And I know both of these guys are going to do that.
What did you guys see on tape this season compared to his very successful previous year?
Yeah, he still has a fastball, still really athletic, can dip and bend, can change direction, can turn the corner and get to the quarterback, can set the edge. He's got good length. He's not a really tall player, but he's got long arms and he's got some snap with his hands. I thought he drew a lot more attention this year. Obviously, coming off a really good 16 season, you're going to get more guys, trying to block you, obviously. So. We're really excited to add him. Can't be more ecstatic.
Obviously, they've got to develop and kind of learn the way, but how much can they help you right out the gate? Maybe both Mike and John here.
Well, I think they'll come in and determine their role, but we'll develop them like we will all our players. And so as soon as we can get them in here for rookie minicamp, I know that our linebacker coach, Shane and Tyrone are really happy and excited to work with these guys, develop them, and the players will eventually determine their role and where they fit on the football team.
Is it a coincidence that you got former linebacker here and your first two picks in this draft are linebackers?
Yeah, I think that's probably coincidence. There were a lot of players that we were, considering in with the two guys that we ended up taking. There were several positions that were open. We just felt like those two players really fit our football team and could help us.
Mike, what's the best?
Harold, a guy you guys considered when you guys were up in the first round?
Yes. Yep.
In your mind, Mike, what do you think his best pass rush move is, and what kind of things you think he needs maybe to work on a little bit?
Yeah. I think his get off, he's got an explosive get off. I think that's the first thing that, jumps off the screen at you. There's the fastball that John mentioned, and then the workout was really, really good. He was very receptive to the coaching, took the coaching, did a lot of really good things on film. And I called back and I said, John, you're gonna like this. And, I'll send, we'll send the tape back. And he did a lot of really good things in the workout. But he took to the coaching, and when guys pick things up pretty quick in a 30 or 45-minute workout as you're coaching them, it makes you pretty excited that through the course of an off season or through the OTAs that he's going to be able to progress pretty quickly and develop to where we need him to be.
And I would just to piggyback on that, just watching that workout, I alluded to the snap with his hands and the snap out of his hips. I thought was good on tape, and then you could see each rep. Once Vrabes worked with him, it got a little bit more intense, and you could see he was taking the coaching, and he was getting better.
Was he the guy who's lip you busted?
No.
You are hard after this lip bust.
You're going to keep. It's going to be your lip in a minute, Paul.
Will you be dropping the guy who's lip you busted?
May or may not be. Holy
we got to get
mackerel.
back upstairs so he can make more deals.
Any chance you get back in the third round tonight? Or?
There's always a chance. I'd say it's probably pretty slim. We might try to trade Jeb for something here if we get any takers.
If you guys do not move up either into the third or fourth round, how tough is it going to be to sit there and watch these picks come off and continue to go?
Yeah, we've got a long way to get our way to the fifth round. But again, we addressed a lot of the needs and the depth in free agency. Added two really good players. Really feel good about the roster that we've got here. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully we can add some role players, guys that can help us in the kicking game, add some depth there, and guys we're going to stick to that philosophy of tough team-first guys that are going to come in here and work.
You still concerned at all about safety depth or receiver depth? Those seem to be positions that maybe they're not, just from a sheer numbers standpoint, not a lot of guys on the roster.
Yeah, those are two positions on our draft board that we think there's some guys in the later rounds that we might can target and pick up a guy tomorrow.
What does this mean for you guys front seven and what you're trying to build there, getting two guys like this?
It all starts up front. I think I've said that when I first got here with the offensive line and the defensive lines. Certainly with our style of defense that we're going to play the front seven, with the linebackers. Really excited about all of those guys, all the guys that aren't currently on the team and the two guys that we added that are on the team now. Really like all those guys and how they're going to contribute for us.
Could you imagine before the draft you'd be trading up on back-to-back nights like this? I guess what's the risk reward you go through when you're trying to decide whether to make these types of moves?
Yeah, you look at. You have to look at the supply of the players that you're trying to get, and the players that you're going to be giving up that you might could get at those picks that you're giving away, and you just determine is it worth it? And in these two cases, last night and tonight, these two guys, we felt like it was worth giving up those picks to get them.
The makeup of the team and what you got in free agents already give you a situation where you didn't have to have as many draft picks this year?
I always like draft picks, Jim, but we said that, and I said that in our pre-draft press conference that I really like the depth of this football team, and adding these two guys, I think, just really bolsters us on the defensive side of the ball. We've invested quite a bit of draft capital on the offensive side the last couple of years, and this weekend we invested some on the defense.
Mike, do you anticipate Harold being sort of an understudy for Garrett and Brian as he goes through his rookie year?
No, I expect him to compete outside linebacker like all those guys, like Kevin Dodd and AWOL and Josh Carraway. That's what I expect of them, and that's what we expect of them, and that's what hopefully their teammates expect of them. I don't want anybody to be an understudy.
Sorry, Mike. Are those guys all bounced around? No rack played largely on the right side. Is stuff like that still going to happen, or the way you talk about multiple front, the guy's going to have to be able to bounce?
Paul, that's scheme related, and it's going to change probably every week, I think, based on what the matchup is and what we're trying to do that week. But just speaking about the team, I think we got better. I think we got better over 3 days. It was good to have these guys out on the field, and I think they enjoyed. I think they wanted to be out there. I think it really felt like, from my standpoint, that they wanted to be out on the field. They wanted to practice and compete. And, for the most part, it looked like they were having fun with each other and taking care of each other.
Now, speaking in generalities, though, I mean, is there a big difference between right outside linebacker, left outside linebacker, or does it take the same physical traits to do?
I mean, the ball's in the middle of the field in pro football, so the hashes are about 6 feet apart. So to me, you got to be able to play both sides. You got to be able to play right corner. You got to be able to play left corner. The safeties at times are going to be right and left, and the outside linebackers are going to be left and right, and may say on this call you need to be over here. So it's a lot of variables that go into where you line up.
You don't want Evans to add any weight in football?
I think what we'll do is we'll evaluate where the players are, just like the ones that are on our roster right now, and see what they look like going through OTAs and see how they move and what their play looks like at that weight. And then we'll evaluate in June what we feel like their weight should be heading into training camp, and then make a decision that's best for the player and best for the team.
Yeah, I guess there was some question about Landry's run D. Was that a concern for you guys in that process of evaluating him?
I didn't think so. I mean, like I said earlier, I think you can see snaps of him long arming and pressing tackles, and he's got really good lateral agility. He's got great range to chase stuff from the backside and to work to the play side too, and make tackles outside the tackle box.
Last one, John. If somebody had told you that you can get Evans and Landry in the first 2 picks, what would you have thought?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
What do you think you get together?
A ham sandwich.
If we're lucky. Just want to say good luck to Coach Lav and the Preds tonight. Thanks, guys.